Science jerks. Science jerks. Science jerks. Rate of change in acceleration of science. Science jerks.
Welcome to the Science Jerks. I'm your host, Dave Chacho. With me is your other host, Robert Chan.
Hi.
And we're back with Tim Neenan. Welcome back, Tim.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to come back.
Tim apparently thinks the name of the show is the Science Geeks.
It is no
Whatever.
I said jerks.
Whatever.
I fixed it.
He's been calling us all kinds of names
He's
off
a
the air.
terrible
Been
human
on.
being.
It's been on purpose.
But
I'm doing bits.
fantastically talented nonetheless. Isn't that always the way? Like the funniest, most talented people, biggest jerks.
Yeah,
Biggest
I
jerks.
know
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
Totally.
Tim is a member of the UCB mod team New Money.
New money.
New money.
Come see us.
Tim also works on NTSF, SD, SUV, newsreaders. He is a close
Hospital.
personal friend of Rob Corddry and all the many. He made you the godfather of one of his kids, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the?
Yep, that's
Okay.
how it worked. Guys, yeah, watch our shows. Children's Hospital as well. Make my bosses richer. They are my direct bosses, and the more money they make, the more reason they have to employ me. And on more stuff. So watch their
And
shows.
in all seriousness, they're all very funny shows.
Yes.
I haven't
And
seen
they are-
Newsreaders yet, but
They are
I
very funny shows.
haven't seen the other ones. They're great.
If you ever check them out and want to contact me and say, hey, Tim, make me a list of all the specific jokes you pitched, I'd be happy to do so. Because I do keep a tally. I am in that kind of position.
We covered your fear of space.
Yeah, terrifies me. I hate it. I need to be important, and space reminds me that I am not.
It is a terrifying place.
I am definitely like the glass is half meaningless type of person, and the heat death of the universe just ruins anything I've ever enjoyed. It's a legitimate, not a bit problem where I will get like kind of excited about something, and then my brain
Me too.
will occasionally just go, "Who fucking cares?"
Even if I think
the
like
universe is going to die in a heat death in an infinity amount of times.
Like, even if there's an immortal being, or if we will hit the singularity and become an Earth-sized consciousness that lives for 1 billion years, you still can't outlive the heat death unless you find a way into the neighboring multiverse.
I really, really want to live forever, guys. It upsets me so much that the universe does not care,
Take notes.
and that I am so
If we,
temporary.
this is our goal. I was actually thinking about this today at work. If you become an immortal sort of singularity consciousness, and you outlive the solar system, and then outlive the galaxy,
When we're a class, whatever kind of civilization.
yeah, you create a Dyson sphere. Is that what it's called? Around the sun.
a daikon
And-
sphere is a giant radish.
Is
So
that
I
the-
would recommend that.
Is that the thing from the fountain that he's traveling around in? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no, not exactly. Well, they might have called it that.
I got
But,
no idea. I didn't understand.
There's a
that
good
movie.
book called Accelerando. Basically, the solar system may turn into an entire, like, one consciousness around the sun, and then spread to other solar systems, and then become a galaxy-sized consciousness, and then find a way into the neighboring multiverse before this one burns out.
This is all so upsetting. I want to be.
We're going to do it. We're going to pull it off, guys. Are you ready?
I want to be the Boltzmann Brain that appears.
Well, what's that?
That's something that it just springs into existence.
It's
You
a
already
consciousness.
are in existence, so you can't be a Boltzmann brain.
No, later
Is
I want
this
to come
the-
back as
the-
the Boltzmann Brain.
The timeline? Are you looking at the timeline of the far
that's my
future?
favorite one. In this many years, 10 to the 10 to the 50 years, that's the estimated time for a Boltzmann brain to appear in the vacuum via spontaneous entropy decrease. Basically, it is a...
Boltzmann brain is a hypothesized, self-aware entity which arises due to random fluctuations out of a state of chaos.
it's basically like a floating, self-aware consciousness that just appears
Given
right
like,
before the heat death of the universe.
given the vast expanse of the universe, like the odds of something like that happening, like it
Are
will
not
eventually
zero.
happen. Yeah.
10 to the 10 to the 50. That's
Okay.
That's how long the universe is going to be around. That thing could maybe exist.
Well,
And you could enjoy that.
Anything can happen in
Floating.
an infinite. I mean, basically
it
anything
could
can happen in an infinite universe.
It could happen in 2015.
technically.
There's as much chance of it happening in 2015 as it happening in a specific year a billion years from now.
Yeah, this is like my favorite thing about science is like, as far as I understand, string theory states that there can be talk of potatoes somewhere, right? That's how I understand string theory?
Yep.
Okay. I understand string theory.
I'm not sure if that comes out of string theory, but
I think I completely understand string theory, Dave.
Otherwise, what is shoestring potatoes? Right? Am I right?
Chan.
Yeah, I'm right.
Chan gets me.
I'm on this.
Hey, apologies to anyone that knows anything about science. From me.
now let's do some.
Quantum technology.
Quantum computing is finally here. Kind of.
Probably.
Maybe. A little bit. Chacho here with Chan and our guest Tim Neenan.
Hey, guys. Tell me what
Take it
that
away,
is.
Tim.
Tell me what quantum computing is.
Well, we've been hearing a lot about quantum computing for the last 10, 15 years. It's been mostly theoretical. You
Whoops.
remember hearing all that, right?
Yep.
Basically,
No, I've heard of it.
a computer is just a big collection of switches. 101.
Of course.
So you have just teeny tiny little transistors.
Yep.
Cram as many as you can onto a chip. We're coming to the point where we can't physically cram any more onto a chip.
Right.
So we need to do new things.
Like put them on a atom.
Sort of.
Did you just take a science term and just
Well,
slot it
we're
into that
reaching
sentence?
the atomic limit of transistors because they
Sure.
you can only get them down to about the size of an atom and you can't do anything anymore. We're getting very close to that.
Mm-hmm.
But smaller particles, subatomic particles, have crazy quantum states where they're neither on or off. They're Schrodinger's cat halfway in between in a amorphous cloud sort of state.
They're superimposed over each other.
So theoretically, we can use subatomic particles as transistors, and instead of keeping them in a either 1 or a 0 state, they would be sort of in a amorphous middle state until the answer to the problem, until they're read, basically. Like,
Sure.
and then the theory is each bit is in an undecided state until you look at it and read it, and then it instantly snaps to the correct position and you get the right data.
Got it. Yeah, I was half kidding. Like I guess I understand in theory, and I followed it a little bit. My problem is usually understanding like the actual practical.
As is
Let me say that
everyone's
over.
on Earth.
Yeah, I mean,
Quantum
as I can
physics
tell.
is the watermark for really smart shit for a reason.
right. The Schrodinger's cat thing. I understand the experiment, the thought experiment behind it, but I tend to get lost and stop reading the article when we start talking about practical application.
I don't know exactly how a quantum computer works or how it is meant to work. But someone in Canada has claimed to have created a chip that works on quantum principles. This is a company called D-Wave of Barnaby, Canada. So they released this chip, and they've been selling it since 2011, and there's a lot of debate on whether it's an actual quantum computing chip. So as far as they think what is happening is they've created these little teeny tiny qubits, which are little bits of data out of...
Famous video game about them.
Yes.
Well, swearing dude.
Right. Qubit would jump around and swear in funny symbols.
Jump around, jump up, and get down.
So they have these...
Now I'm just going to imagine little House of Pain dudes on top of that computer chip just...
Yep.
That's a good way to imagine this story. There's something called superconducting niobium loops, and I don't even know what that is. It's some weird metamaterial. Little tiny loops, and they act as the qubits, which are the bits of information. And nobody really knows what they're doing at this point. The company claims that they're acting in an entangled quantum way. The bits become entangled with each other, and somehow out of magic, instead of exploring the thousands of possibilities that the states can be in, they instantly tunnel through all the options and choose the right answer.
But it's also entirely possible that it's just a perfectly normal computer chip and they're just selling shit as like, it's quantum, buy it.
That's true.
You can't tell the difference. I
And
couldn't tell the
it's
difference.
not
If there
like
were a fucking quantum chip in my computer,
they're not trying to pull one over on anybody. They don't know either. Like, nobody knows exactly what's happening in this chip. It seems to be, it's a computer chip. It works like a computer chip. It seems to be a little bit faster than it should be, but it's not quantum fast because it's just a prototype at this point, right? And one of the things they say, well, first of all, the chip only works at a few degrees above absolute zero. So not really reasonable for your desktop computing applications.
Yeah, that was going to be my time-honored, like, okay, and so what question, which is, what do you put this chip in? What are they using it for?
There was a recent breakthrough in nano laser technology. They're also trying to make chips with teeny tiny lasers, replacing, like your electrical charge that says bzz, bzz, with a laser that's very small that can transmit much more information, like a fiber optic cable. And they have
we're going to do that story next, right?
Oh, no, I was just going to tack it on to this one because it's not a full story.
Sure.
Basically, the breakthrough they've made is they also, up until this point, have to have it be near absolute zero to get it to function properly. But now they're getting to work at room temperature. And it's the thing actually overheated, but they actually got it to work. So we know that it can be done.
We can make little teeny nano lasers, but the battery source and the power supply are gigantic and have to be super cooled.
Because you have to take a giant laser and then winnow it down into teeny tiny lasers.
So somebody, I don't remember who it was, has created a little bitty nano laser that
they're creating like little silver tubes, basically, that the lasers can go through, so they don't need to, have the gigantic thing. So.
Sure.
So the quantum computing, here's the thing with this chip. You can't just run Tetris on it. You can't run Microsoft
what
Word.
Good is it?
It's not really very good for apps. It's only for specific uses. And the one use that they've figured out that it can do,
whether the cat's alive or dead.
Yeah, it can shoot a cat or not shoot a cat. One thing that they figured out it can do is figure out the ideal shape of folded proteins. A very complex problem in biology is these protein molecules, which are very long and bend in all different kinds of ways, and depending on how they bend, the protein can do different things, and it's a huge computational problem to try to figure out how a protein is going to bend. But quantum computer can apparently figure it out very quickly.
You know what? You can play Tetris on a nano laser chip. You can power Word with it. You could eventually, we'll have little nano lasers in our goddamn iPhones.
You're just trying to take over my story with this better story.
Because laser-powered computers, like, hey,
if you want to have a story fight,
all due respect to quantum computing, laser-powered computers. So, if I went into a store and I had the option, I'm gonna go with lasers.
Yeah, well, you're going to be left behind when we're all riding entangled nanowave particles.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing Bejeweled, and you're still going to be looking at
into the multiverse.
Could one of these quantum computers provide a weathered, tired British spy with any solace?
Oh, we're done here. We're done here. We actually started to cover this a little bit last week. Bees cured HIV.
What?
Sort of. Not really, but in a way they are.
Do you have to eat them, or
I did not. I
squish them. You sit on them.
I've at least kind of heard somebody talking about it. Everything you guys have talked about so far, I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Okay, there's a toxin in bee venom called melatonin, and what it does something that up till now hasn't been able to be done before. So far, how they've been attacking HIV is interfering with its ability to reproduce. Once you've been infected, it goes in and stops the HIV virus from doing what it does, which is like it gets into a cell and it super replicates and then poof, explodes, and then just a whole bunch more HIV viruses goes on. So it stops that cycle.
That's what the current treatment, whatever drug cocktail they're calling.
All you do is, you hold it back from spreading, but you still have it. What this new thing is, and it's not like we actually have like here, take this pill and, go to it. But
this is more of a preventative than a cure.
To
Right?
start with, the idea is what this melatonin does is it actually pokes holes in the cell wall of the virus. And basically, all its guts go spilling
It actually
out. It actually kills the virus itself rather than just stopping things. What they're doing is they're putting it into a nanoparticle that was originally created to be used as a artificial blood cell. It didn't really work out very well because it wasn't able to transport oxygen very well. But you can use it. You could stick the melatonin inside it and then send it off into the bloodstream. And the cool thing about it is that this little platform basically has holes in it, which are small enough that if you bump up against a normal cell, it just bounces off. The venom's still inside it, but it bumps off normal cells. But the HIV virus is so much smaller that it slides right into the little holes and just like a bug zapper.
Sure.
Kills the HIV virus.
Well, great. You know how you know that Don Draper is right and that the universe is indifferent and everything sucks? This one animal that they just discovered cures HIV is the one I keep reading about going away for some reason. Bees are dying.
Colony collapse.
What I want to know is if people with allergies, with allergic reactions to bee venom, does that mean they're just going to die of AIDS now?
Pretty much, yep.
All right. If you're allergic to bees, this is my little piece of advice. If you're allergic to bees, don't get AIDS.
Don't inject bee venom nanoparticles.
I know you were planning on it. Be allergico people.
Mm-hmm. That's a thing.
Or get your EpiPen out.
Actually,
if you inject the same amount of bee venom nanoparticles with EpiPen at the same time, I don't know.
I believe, I don't know, but I think the way that this thing is built, the bee venom is contained inside the particles, so it won't actually contact and cause you problems.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It wasn't clear to me that the venom is inside the particles.
It is inside the particle, yeah.
Okay,
that's amazing. That's really exciting. They just had that baby that in another
separate situation.
Situation, yeah.
That one's a little.
I'm a little
weirder
skeptical of the baby that got cured of HIV.
Yeah,
it seems like a little early to tell if there's no virus.
Sure,
they didn't. Yeah,
they just haven't detected any.
No. Well, no. What they did actually start medicating it immediately. It did have HIV. So, but I guess if you just start early enough and it just didn't manage to get him a foothold.
Maybe.
But anyway, the idea of this bee venom stuff is they would like to make it into a vaginal gel that would hopefully prevent the spread of HIV.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, vaginal gel.
Vaginal gel. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that's why I thought the thrust of this article, so to speak, was prevention rather than actually curing. Like once you have it in your bloodstream.
Well, they're hoping that eventually they will have an intravenous treatment for those who are already infected, but you start out with the vaginal gel.
What do you mean? Are you saying like?
I'm saying that the gel, like,
what do you call it? And it like you could.
We use it as like a lube or like a
spermicidal jelly.
Spermicidal jelly with bee venom in it. It could theoretically stop you from getting HIV if you have intercourse with somebody who has HIV.
Oh,
that's the prevention.
Interesting.
Now, I mean, this hasn't been used yet in practice.
Yeah, we are not encouraging people to rub bee venom on.
I don't know if you fuck somebody who has bee allergies, if her vagina is going to blow up like a balloon.
Oh my God, this is the worst image anyone's ever put in my head. Lube your penis up with bee venom. I don't even want to finish it.
The great thing, it's not even just AIDS. They think it can work for hepatitis B, hepatitis C. It can apparently
anything.
It can apparently they can modify it to kill sperm.
It makes you thinner and more attractive.
Not only can it kill HIV, but they can modify it to act as a spermicidal jelly to boot, or they could modify it so that it only kills HIV, lets sperm through, so if one partner has HIV and the other person doesn't, you can use the jelly, and they still want to have a baby, and the sperm get through, and you can still have a baby, and the baby don't have HIV.
Can you program it to just pick off the ugly sperm? So it's like a Gattaca type situation?
That is the future, my friend.
That's really, I mean, please correct me if there's a clear oversight here, but yeah, theoretically, if you have this gel that stops you from getting it, that stops the spread of it, basically, right? If this gets widespread enough, like
Right.
it
Well,
goes away just by elimination.
But that's also like
unfortunately,
safe sex.
we've had condoms for
Yeah.
many, many years,
You're
and
right.
they still aren't distributed.
I don't want to put
There's-
no vaginal jelly in there. I don't feel as good. As
Only sailors use bee venom.
Oh, old wives' wisdom.
It's like taking a bath with your socks on. That's Tim Neenan's grandfather. There's my oversight that we have had ways to stop it for quite a while.
The way I read this is you just have all the dirty sex you want, and
Yeah.
then just put your dick into a jar full of bees.
Yes.
Pope comes out and says he does not support bee venom on your penis.
Molecular geology.
Song of Fire Ice in Japan.
Yeah. People getting heads cut off. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Peter
Season
Dinklage.
1 Game of Thrones.
Japanese Peter Dinklage.
Oh, great. Now I know Peter Dinklage is in Game of Thrones. Way to spoil it for me, guys.
Peter Dinklage. He cast that guy as Wolverine. Am I right? He's in the new X-Men movie.
Really?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wonder who he is. Puck, maybe?
Ooh, I don't think that's a good idea.
Alpha Flight?
Yeah, no. I know who Puck is. I don't think it's a
Peter
good
Dinklage cast as Mr. Sinister in the new X-Men movie.
Mojo.
Fire ice refers to something called methane ice, which is a super
Methane
cold
comes from pig shit.
ice-like ice.
So it's basically
It's like
Thunder-
farts.
It's like Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah. Methane is farts, and farts can be cooled to make ice. And there are apparently huge underground ice methane deposits on this planet Earth.
Huge deposits of frozen farts underneath Japan.
That's kind of awesome. Fire Ice. That sounds like a pickup you get in Zelda.
It's dangerous out there. Take this
Take
with
this
you.
Fire Ice. Sure. All right. Stick it in my bow. Okay. Practical
So,
applications.
and they call it fire ice because depending on how you extract it,
It will either burn you or freeze you.
it looks
smell
like
bad.
ice. It's kind of like ice, but when you extract the methane, it burns. So it looks like ice is on fire.
like frozen sterno.
Awesome. I
Of
love
course,
it.
if you want to use the methane, you do not light it on fire. It's under, I guess, a very high pressure at the bottom of the ocean. So let's back up. So methane ice is found at the bottom of very cold, deep ocean underneath the seafloor, kind of like oil. It's several meters below the seafloor, or it's under the like permafrost in the Arctic. And no one up until recently has ever been able to successfully mine it for its methane. One of the problems is you go down there and you drill it and it all seeps
Evaporates.
out and flies into the atmosphere. It's hard to catch. But Japan has apparently announced just this week that they have successfully mined a deposit of methane ice off their coast. And this is great news for Japan because they've kind of had low self-esteem since their nuclear power plant burned down and the whole tsunami thing. And
Japan killing it, right? Japan mining Fire Ice. They just
Half
shot that
Chinese.
giant squid. They got the first giant squid on camera the other month, right?
Yeah.
Good job, Japan.
They're
Hey,
back on top.
Great science. Don't make any Godzillas. Nah, man, cut that.
This-
Why did I just
yeah.
make a Godzilla joke?
Well,
If you're mining fire ice,
So lazy.
that sounds like you're halfway into a sci-fi movie already.
Just watch
So,
out. I don't.
please don't wake any subterranean.
That's
ancient-
that's the joke I prefer. Don't accidentally awaken any sea beasts.
it's pretty cool. And I don't know what else to say about it. It's awesome.
Fair enough.
It's a valuable
They need
energy
fuel
source.
sources. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a teeny tiny island. They have to import shit. Nuclear power should have worked for them. Unfortunately,
Well-
you give shit to the lowest possible bidder, and they're going to skirt all sorts of safety regulations.
Also,
then shit goes wrong.
You're on a thin island that's comprised mostly of volcanoes and earthquakes.
Yeah.
Nuclear power is not the best solution.
No,
How's
it
a-
is. You just build the safeguards into it and realize that bad things can
Fukushima
happen.
had safeguards built into it.
No. They
It had a passive system that was supposed to shut down the core
Right,
in
and
the
they-
case of an earthquake.
and they built it shitty, and they didn't factor in that big of an earthquake. They
Right.
only figured that
That's
it
the
would be
thing
like
about
an 8, and it was like a 9.
Earthquakes.
Right, so
There
you
always
build
might
it
be a bigger one.
to prevent. No, it doesn't get that much bigger. You don't have to worry about a friggin' meteor strike, but you have to plan for large earthquakes because that's where you are, and they didn't. That was not the fault of nuclear
I'm
power.
not like a big anti-nuclear person, but it is sort of a thing that can just always go wrong. I mean, no matter how many safeguards you put on a nuclear
by
plant.
all means, then let's go back to coal. Why don't we fucking strap a bunch of oxen and have them turning a wheel?
No,
how far back
there
can you
are
go?
other energy sources besides going back, and one of them is methane ice.
Is it how environmentally friendly are we talking about with this methane ice stuff? Are we in more hot water if we just start going in there? I don't know. Why don't we just?
It raised a red flag when they compared it sort of to fracking.
Oh, great! By fracking, you mean having sex in the Battlestar Galactica universe, right?
Yes, which is
awesome,
environmentally
Therefore.
unsound.
Hey, people at home, that was me high-fiving myself for that.
It's time for a quiz.
It's time for a quiz. We're back here for the second half of our quiz with our very special guest, Tim Neenan.
Hey, guys.
Last time, we got 2 out of 5.
40%.
Ooh, boy. So, we're going to try and
Looking to break that record.
make a comeback. Question 1. What's the minimum number of bars on an abacus?
Is it
Are there different size abaci?
are they deca? You know what I mean?
Base 10.
Base 10
Yeah.
based?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
my immediate guess.
That is
The first
every
bar is
culture
the-
in the world.
right.
Because
It
we have
seem-
10 fingers.
It feels too obvious to say it's 10.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, wait, no.
No.
Yeah, it says minimum. I've seen, yeah.
Couldn't it be one? Could you just have it like because each bar is a digit, right? So it's
Yeah.
like the
I don't know.
tens, the ones
I'm
digit, the
wondering-
tens digit, the hundreds digit.
I'm wondering because there's the upper and the lower half, if they're counting each half of that bar as a separate one.
Because they're columns, right? Because there's
columns,
also the one
there's
with just
5,
like one.
and then there's 2. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tink, and that's 10.
And that's
And
10.
then you put one into the next column.
Cool.
'Cause
I just learned how to work an
ones,
abacus.
100s. There you go.
We've had
Sure,
them around my
but-
house. We had this little antique abacus. Never knew how to use it.
Isn't any bar with beads on it for counting an abacus?
If it's 2 and 5, maybe.
I don't think so because I feel
Does it
like
have to have that
there
exact
is
structure?
an exact structure, and you can add more on. I feel like the minimum is either 5 or 7. See, I think it would have to be at least 2.
There would be no point, I guess, on a
Maybe-
one. Like you can count to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say, look, 1 makes sense to me, but I don't see them making one with less than 5.
5 is fine with me.
I'm going to go with 5. I feel like it might be 7, but I'm going to say 5 because
I'm just going to quit the podcast if it's 1.
9.
What?
9.
Egyptians? What are you doing?
9.
Did you even make them
They're-
up?
it's the Chinese.
I just everything
that's bad.
Anything that's not a white American is Egyptian.
Okay. So now your previous statements have really blown things up. Like any non-white.
This hatred of Egyptians you've been talking about.
Oh, whoa, shit! I just got myself into some hot water.
Next question. Question 2. Which pole gets more sunlight, the North Pole or the South Pole?
Which season?
The question is which pole gets more sunlight, the North Pole or the South Pole?
Doesn't it, like, in the summer,
The question, which pole
The-
gets more sunlight?
the North Pole gets more in the summer, the
North
South
Pole
Pole gets
or the
more
South Pole?
in...
But I bet
But,
there's I'm gonna say North. I feel real
like
strongly.
It
That's
might
right.
be North. Maybe because
Because of cloud cover, perhaps?
Antarctica has more mountains,
Yep.
more clouds, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That
Uh,
works for me. So, North Pole.
And
I
The
forgot.
North Pole! We got one!
Yay.
Cool guess, guys.
let's get some more 50-50 questions in here.
Question 3. How many logarithmic scales are there on a slide rule?
I'm out.
Here's the thing. Here's
Okay.
the thing.
Don't know any of the
As
words
it
in
is
that
now,
question.
I am pulling these questions, and what I'm looking for are questions that I don't know the answer to.
Right.
I have no fucking idea.
Well, I think it would be log 2 and log 10. Log base 2 and log base 10. So I think the answer would be 2?
Yes, I agree with anything that you say 100%.
I mean, those are the
on this.
logarithmic... those are the only logarithmic scales that I know that people ever use.
I did not get that far.
You know what's cool?
I made it through pre-calculus. That's how far I made it in math.
I took every math class that my university offered, and where did it get me? On a fucking science podcast.
With some asshole who's got a degree in theater.
I can't find my car if I don't have my supercomputer in my hand, my phone, and dudes landed dudes on the moon with slide rules.
Yeah.
I'm going to say there's 2 scales.
The answer is 2.
Yeah.
Woo. We are 2 out of 3. Question 4. What are the 3 kingdoms of nature? Kings play chess on fat girls' stomachs. That's what I learned in the 8th grade biology class.
It's 2, right? It's animal and plant, and animal cells and
3.
plant cells are
There
included in that,
3
right?
Kingdoms of nature.
Fungi, I think, is the 3rd, right?
There.
Oh, sure.
I don't think that's a kingdom.
Plants, animals, fungus? I think that's a...
Plants, animals.
king-
I think
kingdom.
eukaryotes.
Boy.
Microbes is a 3rd kingdom. So what are they called, though?
So is there 4?
No, I think it's
Wait.
3. I don't know that fungus. I don't think it's a kingdom. What are the 3 kingdoms of nature?
There are 3.
I was
So,
answering the wrong question.
We
I
were
was saying-
answering the question that was answered. That was already answered in the question.
Oh, boy, Tim. Go home.
There are 3, and they are
Plant,
flora, fauna, and...
plant, animal, and bacterium.
yeah, I mean, if you want to go with...
I'm pretty sure it's
Oh, yeah.
microbes.
We gotta
Okay.
pick one before
Yeah,
we
let's
do
flip
it.
it, right?
Flora, fauna, eukaryotes.
All right.
Animal, vegetable, mineral.
Get out of here, Trivial
What?
Pursuit.
Fuck you, Trivial Pursuit.
Mineral.
I don't even understand what
bleep,
that...
bleep, bleep, the name of this box that we have in front of us.
Kingdom of Nature.
There's no way.
Kingdom of nature?
Mineral is a kingdom of nature.
What is that?
Now this is starting to sound like Trivial Pursuit with my family.
Wikipedia confirms this stupid answer that we disagreed with. The 3rd kingdom of nature is the mineral kingdom.
Oh.
Confirmed.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck this is all about.
Question 5. How many rows of whiskers does a cat have? I have a cat. I don't go looking at his damn...
Get in here,
He
cat.
is not... No.
That's cheating.
He can tell...
I'm going to say 3.
If you're going to want to, like, fuck with them.
3.
I was thinking 3 too, but they don't seem to be in rows. They seem to be like in a... Aren't they kind of in
Well,
a,
they're
like
kind
a
of in a
circular...
ring, but I bet you if you look closely.
I'll say 3 is coming exclusively from the fact that if you were ever going to draw a cat, you'd probably do 3 whiskers on each side.
Right. Yeah, I don't think those are the rows that they're
Wait.
talking about, but...
Remember
But
the
that's-
one where Jerry's cousin comes and plays
Yep.
Hambone and
Yep.
picks out the
Right.
whiskers
Right.
for his...
Yeah.
How many
I'm
whiskers?
going to go with the least stupid thing I've heard in the last minute or so.
The answer is in
which
there.
Shockingly.
Somewhere in that Tom and Jerry episode is the answer to this question.
We're going to go with 3.
I'm going to say 3.
We're 3. The
Ham
answer is
bone.
4, because why wouldn't...
Is that 5?
That's 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
got...
just
2,
shit ourselves.
2?
2 this round, 2 last episode, so 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. We are killing it, you guys. Okay, so 4 out of 10. That's... and please, don't feel bad, Tim. Don't feel like you brought us down.
Don't invite me in this
You know what?
podcast.
You know what always? You know what always cheers me up when I'm feeling down? Froggy went according he did right. Crambo. Froggy went according he did right. Crambo. Froggy went according he did right.
With a horse and a pistol by his side.
Froggy went according he did right. Crambo.
Why are we so much better at that than
Yeah,
science?
back to what I was saying near the beginning of the podcast. I know all the lyrics to Froggy Winterporton and knew 0 out of any of every question asked today.
The science of comedy.
Okay, so here's something fun. Steganography is the art or science or practice of...
Drawing on stegosauruses.
Yes.
Now.
Right?
Now I'm interested.
It's similar to cryptography. It's hiding messages. And what this fella here is suggesting we do, computer scientist, oh boy, Abdul Rahman Desoki of the University of Maryland, is using jokes, email jokes, as a method of hiding messages in plain sight.
So first of all, steganography is a very specific type of message where I think it's like those crazy emails that just have a lot of random words in a row that don't look like they make sense, but it actually is a code for something. Mm-hmm. That's what steganography is, right?
So my dad might be trying to communicate with me when he sends me a picture.
You a message.
When he sends me a picture of a bear sitting at a picnic table with the caption, "Waiting around for Obama's something."
Well, that's what I want to get to. The story itself is kind of fun because basically what he's done is he's taken a bunch of joke generators, Chuck Norris joke generators, online joke generator systems, which basically...
Yo mama joke generators.
Harlem Shakes.
Yes. The Harlem Shakes are... God, I hope there's not one
Your
of those
mama's
yet.
so dumb she uses a joke generator to finish this joke.
Nice.
You're so dumb that you use a joke generator.
I just read that off a joke generator.
All right, so here's the deal. I am going to send you guys a secret message. It's going to be a video where, like, the Harlem Shake builds up, right? It's like,
It's coming.
and then right when the beat drops, now do the Harlem Gangnam Style, and then it goes into Gangnam Style.
Secret message joke. What he is suggesting is that you take these generated jokes, you swap out words. Where do milkshakes come from? The answer, nervous cows. If you swap out the word shaking for nervous, the joke still makes sense, but you can use
It's
that.
not as good. So
No, but it's going to...
they're encoding messages into terrible jokes.
Yes, because you won't notice it. It would be almost impossible to track because you wouldn't be looking for it, and the person who's receiving it on the other end would then be able to decrypt.
So the idea is it's not a random series of words anymore. It's a semi-coherent series of words that has a secret.
Yeah, you have your machine on the other side that decrypts, that has the same jokes basically in it, and if there's something changed...
How much information can you encode by just
Not very
changing
much.
one word
Like
in
about
a joke?
8 bits in a simple joke. So not a lot. You would need a lot of jokes, which fortunately people do. Send huge emails with just a big long list of jokes. And
so you could just list all the allies' positions
yes,
in a joke of the day email?
I'm just thinking, like, as humorless as most government workers are, to me, in my head, like, you'll get an email that's like, well, where do you get milkshakes from? And the answer is like, 34.05 degrees north, 118 degrees west, Osama bin Laden.
I don't think you quite got... No.
You didn't get the joke?
No, but,
You gotta think you'll get it later. You'll be driving home and you'll be like, oh, I get it now.
turn on the radio. Osama bin Laden. Ooh.
Does everybody else here get that joke? I better laugh so they can't tell.
The thing that it drew me to it, though, was what you were saying. There are all of those spam emails that go out that are seemingly gibberish, and there's so many of them that I often wonder if it is not some form of coded communication.
Inviting you into the Illuminati.
Stuff. Not me specifically, but just why not if you're trying to...
if you decode the message, they give you the real dick enhancer.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you get that P3N15 enhancer email, it's a secret code that'll tell you.
If you were freaking 007 and you were trying to get information out, send out that shit. Or if you were the Russian Spetsnaz, or if you were an alien intelligence attempting to communicate with the human race.
What if they've been talking to us for so long and they get a hold of the internet, these aliens. They see it's 99% porn. So they start sending us
these
emails
people,
with dicks in
These
them.
people understand only one thing: large penises. All right, let us try and convey our intergalactic wisdom to them.
I now genuinely believe this is what's going on.
dick pills
The dick pills have been alien
are
communication.
extraterrestrials.
Just trying to relate
What
to
are
our
they trying to tell us?
relate to our garbage internet.
Are the aliens trying to tell me my penis is small?
The entire universe knows your penis is small, Dave.
That's what they came to. Hey man, we're aliens. We're not going to share anything with you. We're not going to start a fight. We just wanted to drop by and let you know you guys got the smallest dicks in the universe. And anyway, bye. You're not allowed to have sex with our green women.
But that's our show.
And that's our show. Thank you very much to Tim Neenan.
Oh, you're welcome. I wish I was interesting at all in retrospect.
You were fantastic.
You and me both. I mean, you were great. Thanks for being here.
Find Tim at UCB every third Wednesday. He's a writer for UCB My Team New Money in Los Angeles, California.
New money
Find him on Twitter at Tim Neenan.
at Tim Neenan.
TimNeenan. Find him buried in the credits of such fine shows as NTSF, SDSUV, and Newsreaders.
And Children's Hospital.
And Children's Hospital. Why do I keep forgetting that one?
That's all right.
I don't know. It's okay. I apologize. You can find us online at thesciencejerks.com
It's, at the Science Jerks on Twitter,
or on Facebook.
website,
Email us.
blah, 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 blah.
Hey, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to like it. I'm going to retweet it. I'm going to put it on my Tumblr.
Hey, everybody, be
Yeah.
like Tim.
I'm going to Vine it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on Usenet. I'm going to... I got a closed circuit,
Hey,
TV.
Friendster it up, everybody.
Oh, yeah, man.
Friendster it up.
Last FM. I don't know what that is, but I've heard it before.
I've
I'm going
seen
to put this
pictures.
on it.
Bonobos.
I'm going to get it a 5 stars on iTunes and tell people this is an informative podcast that I'm already out. Hey, that's the end of my review.
Go to our website and do that Amazon thing. Buy stuff through us and
Did the Amazon.
And do funny bit reviews. That's a great meme. Doing joke reviews for 3 Moon Wolf t-shirts.
That'll get you noticed.
Do one for this podcast. Say this podcast changed my whole life. Be real effusive.
Yes.
Exaggerate how much you
Yes.
love it. That's
In
all
fact,
right.
feel free to joke review. Just leave 5 stars.
I know.
You joke.
That 3 Moon Wolf shirt that
What-
sold the shit out.
Thanks. See you guys next week.
Good luck to the bees out there. Please stay alive.
Bye.
I deserve to never be allowed near your microphones again. And I don't deserve a Snuggie.